Yo, what is going on, Doom fans? It is your boy, Glock 9th, back at it like crack addicts on the battle mode. I haven't been playing very much Doom as of lately. Been occupied playing Borderlands, been playing a little bit of Absolver. Just playing a little different things every here and there, but I'm back on the Doom after my little hiatus. Sorry for the wait. I think everybody's completed the campaign, right? At least like majority of it, halfway through with it, whatever the case may be. You've probably experimented with the infamous battle mode, right? I think that the battle mode is really interesting and has gotten a lot of different opinions on it, and a lot of the opinions they're interesting. I agree and disagree with some of them, but I want to talk about the main point being battle mode, and is it actually a bad mode? Is it as unbalanced as a lot of people say that it is? Is it really a mode that people think should die or be replaced with traditional multiplayer? So let's talk about the mode overall. If you haven't gotten into battle mode, it's basically a 2v1 situation. One Doomslayer, two demons, right? The Doomslayer has his entire arsenal that includes the weapons and all their mods, the grenade, the flame. He has power-ups he can have as the game progresses, like perks in a sense, that can give him a lot of different ways of playing, a lot of different tools. Demons have the same thing. They have their base loadout, right? They have their weapon that they have, or their power. They can have ability to heal. They can summon an air of effect that consistently damages. And they can have two demons to summon unless they pick a Baron of Hell at their third round, but that's subjective, right? So they have their abilities and their weapons and their tools, and then they form a strategy. That's the idea, right? They form a strategy and then they brawl. The Slayer's objective is to kill both of the demons before the demons kill him, and obviously the demon's objective is just to kill the Slayer. So in a sense, it's almost like team deathmatch with a twist. So when people come into this mode, it's a little intimidating, right? On both sides, because when you're new and you're still trying to get the hang of it as a Slayer, you see two demons that can summon things, you see air of effect damage, you see two demons constantly on top of you, constantly pressuring you, and then you have all the ads all around you, and everything looks really out of your control and out of your favor. And it's easy to see that situation at first glance and think, wow, this is impossible. And as a demon, it is really easy for you to underestimate the Slayer because you have a partner and all these ads and all these summons, and you play recklessly and a Slayer just destroys you, and you think, wow, this is impossible. And this is where we're going to talk about the balancing. When people say that battle mode is unbalanced, I have to disagree. For every playstyle or for every power up or perk that exists, there is a counter to it. There's a complete counter to it, and there's a way that you can stop it. If a demon player is playing aggressively, you can use your self-detonation thing for your rocket launcher. You can use a super shotgun. You can get close range ballista shots and barrel stuff them. You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole lot of strategies you can use for aggressive players, or you could simply use your teleporters. You can use your monkey bars, and you can create distance against aggressive players and make them respect the ballista shot from the heavy rifle. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing it, right? You can go kill enemies when your health is low. You know what I mean? So they can't just sit there on top of you all day because you have invincibility frames during glory kills and during chainsaw kills, right? You have a lot of different tools that you can use at your disposal. You just got to use them all. If you're not using them all constantly, you're going to die. As a demon, if a Slayer is just pressuring you and pressuring you and pressuring you, if you're just being soloed out, if you're being isolated, use your summons, use your area of effect to make him get all off you, make him respect your spacing, right? Get him off of you, and rethink of a strategy. You got to keep in mind, at the end of the day, you're playing a shooter. Everything is going to happen really quickly, really quickly. That's how shooters are played. That's every shooter, from Battlefield to Call of Duty to whatever. Everything's going to happen really fast. And in a situation when you're a demon, you're not going to beat a Slayer in a 1v1. That's where your partner comes into play. And you know what I see a lot of? I see a lot of battle mode demons not using mics, not being partied up. And you can tell when demons are partied up, because like a solid demon team will erase you. Like, you will get crushed, right? So that's just what it is. Like, y'all got to use communication. Y'all got to understand who's going to get the first loot block, because I see way too many demons double loot blocking. And what I mean when I say that is, like, when a Slayer gets their loot or uses their chainsaw, you'll press square, and immediately after your teammate will press square. And now what ends up happening is y'all have like an almost full minute window of not being able to stop the Slayer gaining resources. It's pretty bad. That's not good tactic. And by that point, you're sure to get crushed because he's constantly gaining and damaging you. Like, imagine, like, shoots 2 rockets at you, chainsaw. Shoots a ballista, 2 more rockets at you, chainsaw. Well, you're probably not even going to survive the fucking ballista rocket combo. Like, that's just going to be pretty much it. You're going to get wiped out, dude. You know, if you're not understanding how to play and how to use your resources to the best of your ability, then that's what's going to end up happening to you. But that's not unbalanced, dude. That's you making mistakes. You're messing up. That's your fault. That's not the game's fault. That's your fault. The game gave you tools. You didn't use them right. It's your fault. You know? So that's how I feel about the whole thing being balanced. I don't think that the Slayer's guns are too strong. I don't think the demon's just getting destroyed like that, because the same way that a Slayer can delete a demon can delete a Slayer. There's been times like legit, I just stepped on a fucking platform and then a demon spawns 2 other demons in front of me. I cannot walk forward. Archvile comes behind me, drops a wall, sets the ground on fire. The Revenant flew in the fucking air and uses rocket barrage, and I just disappeared. Because it all happened so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm running into the wall and I'm being burned while 2 demons are in front of me just beating me. I feel stuck. I'm trying to jump. I'm trying to get out the situation. Here comes rockets. And it's like, yo. So you can delete a Slayer the same way a Slayer can delete a human. It's all the same. But if you overestimate yourself, if you underestimate the situation, you're going to end up making mistakes. And then I think that's what people do. They come into the game with an expectation of, oh, I have a partner with a demon, I should be able to do this no problem. And then you have a problem. You know what I mean? Or a Slayer thinks like, oh, you know, they're just demons. I've played the campaign on like easy. You know, this is nothing, just 2 shots, they should be done. And then it doesn't happen that way because the players understand spacing. They use range and they use all their tools, and you weren't aware that it happened and you didn't respect it. And then what happens is you go in there cocky and you get smacked. Or worse than that, you didn't play the campaign at all. You didn't actually learn how to play the game, and you don't use your teleporter. You don't use the jump pads that the demons can't use. You don't use the monkey bars that demons can't use. You don't use all of your tools to your disposal. You're not using your flamethrower to get your armor. You're not glory killing to get your health. You're not doing anything. Like, you're just getting beat up and just letting it happen. I see that happen with so many Slayers. Y'all walk in a straight line. You do not play Slayer. You're just existing in the lobby. You know what I mean? And you get smited. That happens so often. That happens so often. That is not unbalanced. That is you suck. I'm just going to be direct. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, nothing. That is you being bad at the game, objectively speaking. Like, that's just being bad at it. That's being bad at any shooter, and no shooter should any Slayer play the way a majority of Slayers are playing. It's very seldom that you come across a good Slayer, but more than likely that good Slayer either played the campaign or he stuck it out in battle mode and he learned. You cannot just play stiff. You got to be fluid. You got to be free, and you have to be able to adapt to a situation right when it happens. So unbalanced, I would not say it's that, but I do think that you have to take accountability for your mistakes, or you're never going to learn if you keep playing the game for the places that you fall short. Now don't worry. We're not saying that battle mode is perfect. I'm not saying battle mode is perfect. It lacks maps. The maps, there's like a few good maps. There's like 2 maps I think are a little bit too small. There's not a lot going on in them, and it's like very cramped up, and I think it becomes really bad for the Slayer. Not impossible, but it just becomes really difficult because the map is just so damn tiny. Everything is congested in one area. And I think the biggest issue though that battle mode has, that a lot of the lower level players are not talking about, is the lag, bro. The lag in this game is horrible. My God. I don't know if the connections are peer-to-peer. Or if they're dedicated. If they're dedicated, holy shit. But like, if they're peer-to-peer, I guess it makes a lot of sense, because there's a lot of weird things that happen in battle mode with lag. So there'll be moments where, let's say you're playing the demon. You ever see the Slayer get stuck in the fucking air, and during that time that he's stuck, you're shooting him, and then while you're shooting him, he's taking damage, right? Like, it's not like it's going through him. He's just like taking damage, right? That's the Slayer suffering from lag. So what happens is, on your screen, the Slayer's stuck in the air. On the Slayer screen, he's around the corner somewhere getting hit by nothing, right? You ever been the demon and the Slayer was using a rocket and locked onto you, and you flew around the corner, right? And then the rocket still hit you from nowhere? That's because you're lagging, because on the Slayer screen, you're right in front of him. On the Slayer screen, he hit you. On your screen, you were around the corner. The lag in the game negates all skill. It don't matter how good you are. You can be, you know, top notch, better than the demons, but dude, that lag happens. It doesn't matter, because you take so much damage from shit that you weren't even there to experience, you know? Or, you know, you'll skip and then something will be directly in front of you. Or like, you know, the spawns that happen that aren't real spawns. In other words, like, say like you have the shielded soldiers in the battle mode, and they'll just be in front of you with their shields out, and there's no enemy, so you're like reacting to nothing. It's very weird how all that shit plays out. The lag and some of the bugs in battle mode, they can become a little obnoxious. But that's the servers. That's not even the balancing. That's a whole different ballpark. The balancing of the game is fine. If it's fun or not, that's completely up to the player. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people are making videos literally encouraging people to just not play battle mode. They're saying that, you know, it's not fun, it's not this, it's not that. And I guess that's completely subjective. I feel like if you're in for a challenge, hey, go ahead and take it. And I don't mean challenges in like one side. I just mean that it's very different. It's a very unique thing. Like battle mode has a lot of really interesting mechanics that you're not going to find in another game. And I think that an experience like that makes it way more worth it just because of that alone, right? Like you're into something that you've never seen before. And at the end of the day, you paid for the game. You know, I'm going to play everything. If I paid for a game, I'm playing everything that the game has to offer, just because it's like I'm getting my money's worth. This is what you paid for, $60 whole if you didn't order the digital deluxe edition like I did. So I paid almost $100 for this game, and I'm going to play battle mode. Like that's just going to happen. That's just, I don't know. I think get a bang for your buck and stick it out even when the going gets tough, because that's the only way you're going to actually see the full potential of the game. If you're not going to give it a chance, you can't say things like, oh, this game is bad, or this is bad for Doom, or this is not what anybody wanted, or whatever the case may be, because there's a healthy player base for battle mode across all platforms. People actually genuinely enjoy battle mode. I literally know people who are making videos about the game and have literally only played battle mode 3 times. That's not enough to form an opinion over the mode. And I think anybody making a video explaining how the mode is going to fail, or whatever the case may be, as of right now, that's jumping the gun. That's way too soon, because no one really knows when it's all said and done. We have no clue what's going to happen with battle mode. They said they're going to still support it, so I'm excited to see what might happen next. It's a dope game mode. So that's just how I feel. I don't think that battle mode's unbalanced. I do think it's a lot of fun. I just think that it has a connection issue. That's just what I think. I think it has a connection issue. There's a lot of lag. I think that needs to be dealt with. But other than that, you guys should try it out. If you guys disagree, I'm more than down to have a discussion, but I do not want to play like the whole insult game. So if you guys can be mature and you disagree, I would definitely love to hear what you got to say down in the comment section below. Without further ado, it's been your boy Glock. Thank you guys for giving me the time of day and hearing me out for 12 minutes as I rant about this subject. If you haven't dropped a sub already, please do. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. You should drop a dislike if you didn't, because that's going to happen anyway. I love you guys. God bless y'all. Y'all be safe. And I'm out.